Do you work in a preschool and want to work with puppets for preschoolers? By the end of this video, you're going to work out how to make your puppet loved by the children more than they love their own granny. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephanie Lee-Harper. This is Scruff. My past activities are being a school teacher and a children's entertainer for the past 3 decades. And now I teach children's entertainers and school teachers on how to maintain control and keep them entertained with random things like puppets. Yay! And so today we're talking about puppets in preschool, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yes. So what are the benefits of using a puppet? First of all, when you're using a puppet, it's a different person that you can use to stop children from being shy. Especially if you don't know those children, you're a supply teacher, teaching assistant that's just come in and you're taking over the class. Just bring your puppet with you and that puppet becomes the mediator between you and the children. Shy children really love to have some small thing that they feel that's not scary and booming down at them at 5'6". Am I 5'6", 5'2"? I wish I was 5'6". It also can detach the confrontation between adult and child. If there's a child who's distressed, get the puppet out and I guarantee you it's going to work wonders better than you trying to come up to a child that doesn't even know you and, hello honey, what's wrong? Oh, are you okay? Get the puppet out. Hello, what's wrong? I'll show you. Would you rather have my face at you? Hello darling, are you okay? If I didn't know you as a child, or would you rather have this?
Hello, can I help you?
It's a dead cert, look at his cute little face. You're so beautiful, you're so beautiful. Another good thing about puppets is that these are the protagonists of a story. So if you have a story about, a little boy that went around one day, or a little dragon went round one day and ended up crossing the road and you didn't know how to look left or right, then the children will tell that puppet the things that they should be learning, just to reinforce all of that learning. They love that because, of course, suddenly they become the teachers. And what happens when you're the teacher? You have to know the knowledge already. It gets locked in rather than a passive learner sitting there on the carpet, sort of dazed and confused, waiting for lunch. You finally have a persona in the group of children that finally has a disadvantage. They have the advantage and this one doesn't. And they want to mother it. Oh, look at you. Thank you. There. Little tummy rub, little tummy rub. So you can get this puppet to not know its numbers, not know its letters, all of those things, and the children will say, I know the answer. They would love to help the puppet out because the dynamics have changed. It's not just you and the children, which it is almost all the time in school. You can also have the puppet in different personas as well. So, for example, you can have the arrogant puppet. I know more than you. Where it's trying to egg on the children to be in competition. That really helps as well, especially with things like numeracy and literacy. And what's more is a puppet is magic. It's actually magic. They can't see that my hand is up its bottom. All they can see is this real puppet sitting there, looking at me, looking at them. They know the reality, but at this age, it's sort of like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, even 8 and 9. I kid you not, even at those ages, they will still just love to be in the magical moment, even if they know it's a stuffed toy. It's great. And with younger children, if they get hurt in the playground, you bring this one out and suddenly it's, they stop focusing on their grazed hand. Oh, hello, I like cats. And they're asking us weird questions about if you like cats or not. The hand's not going to hurt that much anymore because their direction is back onto the puppet because it's new, it's weird, it's fun. As you know as well, if you're a school teacher or a kids entertainer here, you'll know that children just go round and round in circles. They just constantly, their heads spin. So you have to sort of take them out of that I'm hurt loop and get them into another type of questioning to get them out of that sort of like, woe is me, oh, I'm dying, I've got a grazed hand type of scenario. Hey, if you like these tips on puppets, I've also got a simple guide on how to become a well-paid kids party entertainer as well, which is really good. That's how I started as a school teacher and did kids party entertaining on the side. So I jumped ship. So if you'd like to have that guide on how to become a kids entertainer in very easy steps, then just comment on below, give me the guide, and we will send it to you. Now this is what not to do when you are using a puppet. I've seen this so many times. They say, okay then, bye-bye then Scruffy, bye-bye. And then they literally take its head, my head! And then they just literally grab it like it's a dead chicken. And then they stuff it under their chair and it stays there, dead. The children are shocked. Oh my goodness me, what's happened to Scruffles? What's happened to Scruffles the puppet? Mangled underneath the teacher's chair. So put it in a cute little box. It could be a cardboard box. I've got this big plastic box and I stick him in there. And that puppet, when he comes out of that box, I don't stick him on my hand like this. All right, children, we're going to have a go at Scruffles today. He's already, I've got my hand inside the box. He comes out looking like this.
Oh, hello, hello.
That really helps with the whole imagination, feeling that it's actually real. And the same thing with sticking it under your chair. Don't kill your puppet for all these children. Murderer! Murderer! Ah.
Help me! Help me, help me, help me.
You have to believe that it's actually real. So no grabbing it from the head, no grabbing it from the neck. You have to put him away and then slide your hand out before anybody sees you and sees that he's actually not real. They know he's not real as well. They'll even say, he's a puppet. And then when you say that, you say, I know. It's really hard because you think, you shouldn't say, oh no, he's not a puppet. But it's obvious he's a puppet. It's obvious he's a toy. So you just say, I know he is. And then they'll go, that's it. And then they start talking to the puppet anyway. Crazy, but that's what kids are like. That's why we love them. So when he's there, if he's under your chair or stuffed up in a box, make sure that the kids can't see him unless you've got him on your arm. I recommend also not giving these lovely puppets to a child to cheer them up. You know, it's so easy to go, oh, would you like to have Scruffles? And then give it to them. One, they won't be able to make Scruffles who he is, which is your personality and your hand and your skills as a kids entertainer or teacher. They'll just be like this. That's what they'll do. Now that's not Scruffles. That looks like Scruffles has been playing with cars. So only you can handle it, including other teachers. Don't say, oh, Scruffles in the corner, it's Scruffles day to day. Leave it, it's always your special thing that you do because Scruffles can't come in, with you.
Hello, nice to meet you.
With one voice, and then suddenly you've got, Mr. Bishop coming in. Hello, oh, nice to meet you. What's happened, Scruffles? You've been smoking 20 a day? So you've got to keep the magic alive. Another thing is make sure that when they're seeing you, the eyes keep moving. I've got a video as well on how to keep your puppet looking real. So have a look. We'll probably put it in one of these spaces up here or up here, I'm not sure which way. Now, what type of puppet do you need? With these puppets, I recommend that you get a simple puppet. A simple puppet is just like, this one costs like $600, probably more than that actually, about $800, because I use it all the time. It looks beautiful. You don't need him. Well, I don't need you. Oh, it's over. Oh, I'll put it down here. Oh, look, I'm just doing it. See? Looks like I've lynched him. If I was starting up as a kids entertainer or a school teacher, I would just get a puppets by post. It doesn't have to have hands, just get a sock puppet. One which has this movement. You need some sort of like wide mouth. It doesn't have to be latex, my one's latex, it can be felt, something like that, because it's not the puppet, it's the magic between your voice, the movement and the puppet combined that make the magic. Marionette puppets, the ones with the pieces like Geppetto, like Pinocchio. I don't think they're cute. You need to get a cute one. I know a lady who's just got a ventriloquist dummy, costs $1,000. It's a great ventriloquist dummy, but normally they would actually for the laughter, the comedy clubs, not as much for kids. So make it a nice animal, something like that, and also something that you can dress up, which is really cute too. Like nice bright colours, make him sort of talk. He's got like little cute button nose and ears, nothing scary. Now, where does he sleep? He has to sleep in a special place because puppets have their own magical realm, as if they go inside and they're playing in this little box. It could even be a suitcase, a pretty coloured suitcase. You get him out and just keep the lid up, put your hand inside, and there he is. Do you need various props and clothes? Yeah, I would recommend getting some clothes and props, but really, don't start looking down that route unless you've got the puppet's personality done first. Otherwise, you'll be buying all this stuff and it'll sit in the drawer because you didn't put the time and effort in making that puppet alive. Forget all that stuff at the moment. All that is just white noise trying to distract you from what you should be doing, is making a cool puppet move. And I can promise you, do it and you'll definitely end up having a more fun classroom and a way more fun show. Now, I had a magician once and he didn't want to do the puppet. He said, oh no, I'm not linked to that puppet. And I said, no, it's not about you, it's about the children. And I made him do the puppet routine until he got better and better. And now he's like, this is the best part in the show. I kid you not, nobody likes magic. Nobody cares about magic. They care about connection. The connection between the child and the puppet and you. So that's what you're just making. Same in school teaching, the connection is the most important part. So a couple of jokes that I say when children say, it's a puppet. Sometimes, depending on what type of group I've got, I say, I know he's a puppet, you know he's a puppet, but don't tell him it might hurt his feelings. You've got to be careful though, because if you've got a rough bunch of children, they'll shout, it's a puppet, even louder. Like, oh. And then you can't stop. And you've also got one hand disabled, so you've only got one hand. Stop now. Now, some children won't like the puppet to start off with. They'll either be scared of it, so some children are just naturally scared of chip on the floor. So you make sure that when it comes in, it acts also scared, then it makes the child feel that they've got to man up. Man up, 4-year-old? I'll show you what I mean. I'm not being too, we're adults, so I'm not going to be too worried about grabbing it, stick it on my hand. Anyway, so for example, when you want it scared, you pull it back. Oh, I'm scared. Oh no, he's scared. Oh no. And you hide its eyes. It's usually the eyes that freak the kids out. Oh. And they don't mind touching it sometimes if the eyes are hidden. So sometimes I do this and, oh no, don't do that, baby. Oh, Scruffles, don't do that. And it's just like a funny joke, which gets them warmed up a little bit more, isn't it? Yeah. If you start off with the puppet acting erratically, the kids might freak out a little bit. Only 1 or 2, but that's enough to take your attention away from the actual sort of like fun part. So none of this, hello, ah! None of that. That's great on a television screen with Jim Henson's The Muppets, but when it's in real life, it's like, and they still even don't know if it's actually real or not, because they don't normally come across somebody who can actually do puppet work. Hey, if you like this video, please give me a little thumbs up down below, and also a little comment as well if you have any input on this. I don't know everything, but I do know that we can help other people. Everybody usually reads the comments, so if you have a good thing to say, or even a bad thing to say, then just put it at the bottom of the comments. Thanks. I would also recommend having a puppet instead of a live animal. I know that some people have guinea pigs. I know my son's class has got guinea pigs and chickens, but really, they're pretty dull. Pat the guinea pig, but this one, they can still pat him and he will talk back. And it will talk back in your little high voice. Make sure when you do your voice, you don't just have, hello, my name is Stephanie. It's got to have, you don't have to do venting, you can speak like this, but make it have a character. Hello, my name is Stephanie. Look, I'm still speaking, but if you move the puppet, nobody will notice that my boring teacher up here who's looking down at me will end up. This is a weird tip as well. If you're thinking about getting an animal for your classroom, like a guinea pig or chickens, that's what my son's got in his class, I don't recommend it. I recommend getting a puppet instead. One, you don't have to clean up after them. No poo to pick up. Ooh. And also, stuff in the box, nobody has to look after them during the school holidays. And on top of that as well, animals are pretty boring, as in like, nothing really happens. They can dive, you get crush them, all of those sorts of things. If I give this to the roughest child in the class, nothing's going to happen to it. Now I have a puppet rabbit. The puppet rabbit gets the laughter so much more than the other rabbit. The other rabbit, I used to make it appear, everyone used to go, ooh, take a photo, and then they used to walk off. It was boring, it was boring. Sorry, Mr. Furious Mark II, but you were. It was my baby. Anyway, I've got to tell you this story of this child with cancer and me having a puppet. I went into the oncology ward in Brisbane Hospital, and the girl, she was 12 years old, and her mum said that this girl had seen me at a vacation care before, and she absolutely loved this puppet that I have called Bumbles, which is a bee puppet. Very good. It's old now. Anyway, the mum wanted me to go and find the girl and show her Bumbles. So I go downstairs, and Mum leads me downstairs into this room. The room is like a room where you'd imagine if you had cancer that you would be in. Like a dingy, dark room, grey. I don't know if it was because I was in the oncology ward and the whole emotional side took over, but that's what I felt like. And I went into this door, and the door had a little space like this, and it had like the tiny little, you know, all the grooves down it, like the mesh. I don't know why, it looked like a prison. Anyway, and this girl there, she's on this bed. It's a bed with plastic on it, a horrible bed. Like the plastic so that if any spillages go on there, it's not going to seep into a mattress. And the girl is throwing up in this bag because she's just had her chemotherapy. Anyway, I take out this puppet, this Bumbles, I stick it on my hand, and we're both peering through this door and pretending to like push each other away, like this. The girl was so happy. She was, I think she was about 11, 9, 10, 11, and she's looking at me and she's puking in and her throwing up at the same time. And I just thought, that girl is still happy seeing that puppet while she's vomiting her guts up on with cancer. It was just awful. So I really recommend getting a puppet. It makes children light up. That's it. And now to make your puppet look real, watch this video over here and it will make you 100 times better on making your puppet come to life. Bye.